Let's examine the favorite foods and traditional dishes associated with each U.S. president. From George Washington's affinity for cherries to Joe Biden's fondness for ice cream, this compilation offers a glimpse into the historical and cultural connections between the nation's leaders and their food preferences. First, George Washington. Cherries. Washington was popularly linked to the cherry tree myth, but cherries were indeed a favorite of his. Sue John Adams. Hard cider. Adams was known to start his day with a tankard of hard cider. 3. Thomas Jefferson. Pasta. Jefferson encountered macaroni in Paris and Italy and brought back recipes in a pasta machine. 4. James Madison. Ice cream. Dolly Madison is famed for serving ice cream at the president's inaugural ball. 5. James Monroe. Spoon bread. Spoon bread is a Virginia specialty and was reportedly a favorite of Monroe. 6. John Quincy Adams. Fresh fruit. Adams had a particular fondness for fresh fruit, notably apples. 7. Andrew Jackson. Leather breeches, preserved green beans, part of Jackson's Southern heritage. Leather breeches are rehydrated dried green beans cooked with bacon. 8. Martin Van Buren. Boar's head. Van Buren was introduced to this during a trip to England before he became president, and adopted it as one of his favorite Christmas traditions. 9. William Henry Harrison. Hard cider. Harrison was portrayed as a hard cider-drinking common man during his election campaign. 10. John Tyler. Indian pudding. Indian pudding is a traditional New England dish made with cornmeal and molasses. 11. James K. Polk. Cornbread. Polk was a fan of this staple of Southern cuisine. 12. Zachary Taylor. Callus. Rice fritters. Taylor was a fan of Creole food, particularly these New Orleans rice cakes. 13. Millard Fillmore. Beef stew. Fillmore reportedly enjoyed a variety of hearty soups, including beef stew and mock turtle soup. 14. Franklin Pierce. Fried clams. Fried clams were a favorite of New England native Franklin Pierce. 15. James Buchanan. Sauerkraut. Buchanan's letters frequently mention his love for sauerkraut. 16. Abraham Lincoln. Chicken fricassee with biscuits. Lincoln had a well-documented love for simple, hearty meals, including chicken fricassee with biscuits. 17. Andrew Johnson. Hoppin' John. Hoppin' John was one of Johnson's favorite meals. Ulysses S. Grant. Rice pudding. Grant was known to have a sweet tooth, and rice pudding was allegedly his favorite dessert. I-19. Rutherford B. Hayes. Cornmeal pancakes. Hayes's wife's recipe included fresh corn, cream, flour, and eggs, and melted butter. 20. James A. Garfield. Squirrel soup. Garfield grew up in rural Ohio, where squirrel soup was considered a delicacy. 21. Chester A. Arthur. Mutton chops. Arthur enjoyed gourmet food, but the First Lady's Cookbook reports that Arthur's favorite meal was simple mutton chops. 22 and 24. Grover Cleveland. Corned beef and cabbage. Cleveland did not enjoy the fancy foods served at state dinners, and during one meal was heard to say that he would prefer corned beef and cabbage. 23. Benjamin Harrison. Corn soup. Harrison was particularly fond of corn soup. 25. William McKinley. Boiled fish. McKinley was known for his simple tastes and enjoyed plain boiled fish that was referred to as boiled fish a la McKinley. 26. Theodore Roosevelt. Hominy with meat gravy. When dining with family, Roosevelt ate simply, enjoying a meal of hominy with meat gravy. 27. William Howard Taft. Broiled steak and potatoes. Taft enjoyed steak at breakfast as well as for dinner. 28. Woodrow Wilson. Chicken salad. Wilson preferred lighter, simple foods and frequently enjoyed chicken salad for lunch. 29. Warren G. Harding. Knockwurst and sauerkraut. Knockwurst and sauerkraut was a favorite meal of Harding. When knockwurst was unavailable, the White House staff would substitute hot dogs. 30. Calvin Coolidge. Roast beef. The waiters would always serve a plate of roast beef to Coolidge at dinner, no matter what else was on the official White House menu that night. 31. Herbert Hoover. Virginia ham. Hoover's housekeeper, Mary Ratley, maintains that Virginia ham with her currant jelly was his favorite meal. 32. Franklin D. Roosevelt. Creamed chipped beef. The Roosevelts preferred very simple meals and frequently requested the White House chefs to prepare chipped beef on toast. 33. Harry S. Truman. Fried chicken. Truman enjoyed ordinary farm food, like this classic fried chicken. 34. Dwight D. Eisenhower. Beef stew. Eisenhower's favorite recipe was the beef stew he cooked himself. 35. John F. Kennedy. New England fish chowder. New England fish chowder was a favorite of Kennedy. 36. Lyndon B. Johnson. Texas beef barbecue with natural gravy. Johnson was a big fan of Texas-style barbecue. 37. Richard Nixon. Meatloaf. Nixon's favorite meal was reportedly meatloaf. 38. Gerald Ford. Spare ribs with sauerkraut. Spare ribs with sauerkraut was a Ford family dinner favorite. 39. Jimmy Carter. Pork chops with cornbread stuffing. President Carter was fond of simple Southern food, and one of his favorites was cornbread stuffed pork chops. 40. Ronald Reagan. Jelly beans. Reagan was famously fond of jelly beans, especially the red ones. 41. George H.W. Bush. Popcorn. Bush's friends revealed that his favorite foods were snack foods, and his favorite snack was popcorn. 42. Bill Clinton. Chicken enchiladas. The New York Times reported that Clinton's favorite food was chicken enchiladas. 43. George W. Bush. BLT. George Bush enjoyed simple food, exemplified by his favorite sandwich, a BLT. 44. Barack Obama. Broccoli. Obama revealed in 2013 that broccoli was his favorite food. 45. Donald Trump. Fast food, particularly McDonald's. Trump's preference for fast food has been widely reported. 46. Joe Biden. Ice cream. Biden is known for his love of ice cream, frequently seen enjoying a cone. And there we have it, a presidential menu spanning over 2 centuries of American history. Each dish tells a story, from the simplicity of boiled fish to the indulgence of fast food, reflecting not just personal preferences, but the evolving American palate. It's fascinating to see how the tastes and traditions of the nation's leaders mirror the culinary landscape of their times. Thank you for joining us on this flavorful recount of U.S. presidents and their favorite foods. We hope you found it as intriguing as we did. Please like, subscribe, and comment below. Thanks for watching.